Girl, we got a lot to catch up on. If you're gonna drink coffee, make sure you drink water as well. Hello my friends, 4 months no see. I hope you are doing well. I appreciate you clicking on this video and spending some of your valuable time with me. It has been a hot minute since I've posted. To be honest, I've been worse. Much worse. But if you're still here, subscribe to my channel and watching my content, seriously, I appreciate you so much. It's been one hell of a past few, borderline several months. I don't really know, but yeah. Let's just get into it. First and foremost, I did not forget about any of you guys. If you're still, subscribed to my channel and waiting for my content, I am so sorry. This is just what happens when you're living life and you're an adult with a lot on your plate. So let's talk about that, that plate, because it has been stacked. And I was trying to see if I could make some sort of punny joke out of that, but my mind drew a blank, and I think I probably have like 2 actually functioning brain cells right now, but that's besides the point. I don't know how many times I can reiterate this without sounding like a broken record. I'm a mental health nurse. I'm in grad school to become a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I go to an Ivy League institution, and they do not play around here. And that is a big reason why I kind of disappeared and fell off the radar. And that is not to flex, that's just kind of the nature of my life. And school is inherently difficult no matter where you go to. And I live by myself, I live with my boyfriend, so I have to work, I have to pay the bills, and work has been like consistent. As many of you know, I was injured like a year and a half ago, and I've basically fully recovered from that, almost. I only work twice every 6 weeks now because I'm per diem or PRN or as needed. I'm very happy that I have this kind of arrangement set because school has been kicking my ass. The reason why I disappeared this summer is because I had a class called physical assessment. This ain't like the physical assessment I did in undergrad. This is like doctor type shit. I'm gonna be a nurse practitioner, I'm gonna be a provider, and I have to be able to perform a thorough head-to-toe physical assessment on my patients. Again, as a psych provider, that is going to be much different, but this is kind of like standard for all nursing disciplines at my school. So it's not just me who has to do it, it's also the family nurse practitioner students, nurse anesthetist students, like all of them. Every single specialty and track that my school offers has to take this class. Oh my god, this class kept me so busy. I had to learn how to do everything in terms of a physical assessment. I took like that reflex hammer, that the doctors use to basically bash your knees and see if there's like a reflex. I had to learn how to do that on every single point in the body. I had to learn how to assess all the cranial nerves. So if you don't know what that is, basically like each cranial nerve controls a different part of your body or your function or movement, whatever. For example, like we have cranial nerves that move our eyes around like that and that. And I don't want to bore you guys with all the nitty-gritty details, but girl, it kept me so busy and I had to memorize it. I couldn't have my notes. I couldn't have someone help me. I was being evaluated basically every few weeks by faculty, and it was just me and my partner and this faculty watching me perform these skills memorized, and that was a lot of pressure. Granted, I did get like a 99% in the class, but I want to say this for people out there who are like me, who are overachievers or perfectionists, that your grades do not matter. Am I proud of myself that I did really well in that class? Yeah, absolutely, because it took a lot of work to get through this class. And when I put my mind to things, I accomplish them and I do them well. For the most part. Am I a flop sometimes? Yeah, but that's okay. However, I want to say this out there for not just like students, but people who tend to have like a high achiever, perfectionistic mindset. You are not valuable because of your performance. You're not valuable by your achievements, your accomplishments, your grades. You are valuable because you just inherently are. It is a really dangerous mindset to attach your self-worth to things that are external. You don't need to keep stacking your resume with all these things that prove why you're so great. You're conditioning your mind to chase perfection. And through doing that, more often than not, you are forgetting to do the internal reflection and internal work that is honestly way more important than anything you do on the outside. A lot of us have to work, a lot of us have to go to school, a lot of us have obligations, but we are not valuable because of those. We are valuable because of who we are as people. I'll yell it from the rooftops and constantly say it over and over. Do not get caught up in thinking that your grades, for example, make you good. They do not. And I can tell anyone out there, especially prospective or future nurses who are going to go into this field, that once you get into the real world and you're working, very few, honestly, nobody is going to give a shit about what grades you got in school. Yes, you still, technically want to pass your classes and stuff, but no one really cares about it. People really care about you being competent and you having a good character. And that's really ultimately it. But yes, That was such a tangent. That's the mental health nurse brain, but school kept me so busy this summer, and then school is keeping me busy. I know this might sound so boring, but this has literally been my life, and I'm paying thousands of dollars to go to the school. So yeah, it's taking up a lot of my time. I am in the home stretch of my program. I've got like 8 to 9 months left, and I am so close to the finish line. I can't wait to be done. Like, I am very, very grateful for my education. I have learned many valuable things that I know will be vital to my practice as a future provider. Does that mean it's easy and fun? No, it is not. It is very stressful. It keeps me so busy. Like I said, it's the reason why I kind of fell off the radar for a little bit. I literally have anywhere from like 4 to 8 assignments due every single week. I know I'm in the home stretch and I know I'm so close and everything's going fine right now. Like, I'm able to stay on top of my things, but that doesn't change the fact that it's stressful and I just can't wait to be done. This is really the point in my education where I'm transitioning from learning the fundamentals, and I still am, like I'm in psychopharmacology where I'm learning a lot about the psychiatric medications, technically psychotropic medications that are out there to treat mental health conditions. A lot of my coursework right now is transitioning me from that kind of fundamental, foundational principles and knowledge that you need to know to actual like practicing and writing notes and playing the role of a provider. That is what my curriculum is kind of giving me right now. It's kept me really busy, and how many times can I say that over and over? Like, we get it to me, you've been busy, but haven't a lot of us, right? You know, that such is life. But with all that said and done, I wouldn't have it any other way. I actually feel really, really good right now. And I know that my last video I posted was like living the life I always wanted to live. And I think in many ways I am doing that. And I've really held true to a lot of the things I talked about in it. I was watching some of my old videos recently, and there's just this kind of heaviness and almost, I don't want to say melancholy, but I just felt like my energy wasn't there. I'm not the same Tim from his late teens and early 20s. Oh my gosh, I'm in my mid 20s, which is still young, and people still think I'm 19 to 22 years old, so I'll take it. Your boy has been taking real good care of his skin, and when people younger and older than me notice it, I'm like, oh, thank you, girl. You don't know how many layers of oil I sometimes slick on my face at night. That was an odd flex, but okay. Should I drop my skincare routine? Let me know. But I think a lot of that was just me being tired and me dealing with a lot of the emotional fallout from things that have happened in my past that I will not delve into for today's video. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. That's not to victimize myself or say that my pain is more than others. Like, we all have our own struggles. We all have our own trauma. We all come from such diverse backgrounds and upbringings. Our struggles are not necessarily like completely universal. I do think we do share a lot of the same struggles, but obviously the way we experience them and the struggles in themselves are variable from person to person. But I've been through a lot. It deeply affected me when I was much younger, and my mental health journey has been a very long and wild journey, to say the least. A lot of that showed in my old videos. You know, I was still emotionally processing a lot of things. And I think this needs to be said because this is a point that I touched upon in my other video, my past one that I uploaded before I disappeared. I think a lot of us want to tackle our problems head on, and, you know, no one wants to sit in their discomfort and feel distress, and I completely understand that. However, I think a lot of us experience anxiety, which is honestly a normal reaction sometimes to life and life stressors. But I think a lot of times too, we have to teach our bodies and our minds that discomfort doesn't necessarily mean danger. And sometimes when you stop fighting that anxiety, that stress, that discomfort, your body learns to just sit with it and it becomes more tolerable. In those moments, it's great to just sit with it and ask yourself, where is this coming from? And is it rooted in fear, worry, or logic? And sometimes that's all you can really do. That answer may reveal something meaningful, or you'll realize that that noise in your head is just that. It's noise. And I hope that's a very valuable piece of advice that you take with you, because it's helped me so much throughout my life. Other fun life updates, just because I don't want this to be all like, complaining about school and just dropping random like life advice here and there, which I tend to always do. But I hope it's helpful for you guys, because I truly believe it could be very helpful for someone out there. I got a tattoo. I am so pleased with it. I got this like 2 months ago. It's like fully healed right now. I wanted something to celebrate everything I've been through in my life and all the blessings and growth that have come into my life. Very few people know about this tattoo. It's usually hidden under my t-shirts, but take a look at her. It is a lotus. I mean, not put my hand like covering it and shit. Isn't she pretty and really well done? The guy that did my tattoo was honestly phenomenal, and the detail and passion that this man puts into his art, this is literally an art form, is incredible. You know, I wanted a lotus because it symbolizes growth. It symbolizes like an awakening of some sort, and I really feel like this past year has been that for me. Like I said, I've been through a lot in my life, and you know, lotuses come from very murky, dirty water, but they blossom into something beautiful, and this is not a flex. I'm finally allowing myself to say it. My life is very beautiful right now, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. There's been so many great blessings that have come along the way. Maintaining my peace throughout all the turmoil of life, and you know, if you live here in the United States or just anywhere, like the political climate is crazy. Honestly, that's what matters the most to me right now. Sometimes all you can really do is just focus on yourself and try to preserve your peace where you can. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't work for your dreams or strive and have ambition, but it's okay to put yourself first and put your peace first, because that is just as important. I recently went back home to Chicago with my boyfriend. It was such a nice trip to escape kind of like the chaos of school, and sometimes in those moments of like detachment from like obligations and stuff, I really think of like how far I've come and how me of even just like 3 years ago would have never imagined my life would be the way it is right now. I don't want to like start tearing up on this video, but there's been so many moments where I kind of just like sit and just kind of take in everything that's happened to me, the good and the bad and, you know, the ugly, and just finally feel proud of myself. And that's a lot for me to say, because confidence and pride do not come easily for me. Like I've said so many times, my self-worth and my inherent value were so tied to things that I had to accomplish and strive for. For a long time, I thought I was valuable because of how good of a student I was and how good of a nurse I was. And that's absolutely not true. And you gotta turn a lot of that inwards and ask yourself, where is this emptiness I'm feeling coming from? And for me, it came from not having that emotional safety and vulnerability from people around me growing up. And I had to step up and be that source of almost like my own personal cheerleader for myself. I used to do cheerleading, by the way, and just work on myself so much. And it's obviously so much easier said than done, but here I am today being like, wow, boy, you really did that, and you should be super proud of yourself because you kept showing up for yourself even when you didn't feel like it. LOL. This has been like such a random all over the place video. I hope you guys are enjoying it at least a little bit. If you have any content ideas, please let me know in the comments. To be honest, I don't really know what kind of schedule I'll have. I'm gonna really try my best to be consistent. Editing videos does take quite some time, so I'm gonna try my best to churn out some sort of content for you guys. I'm gonna throw this in here kind of like as a little mini plug. I have been streaming over on Twitch every once in a while. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with it, but with all the busyness and craziness of life, I have to de-stress. I have to do things that are fun and enjoyable to me. And if you don't know, video gaming is my ride or die hobby that I do. And I've been having great conversations about mental health over on Twitch every once in a while. And if that sounds fun to you, like you want to watch me play video games and we can talk about life or whatever, come join me on Twitch. It's been a lot of fun over there.
He's dead. Yep.
Oh my
Yes!
god. Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
fucking
yes,
god.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't believe we did that.
I will say this again and again, I am not going anywhere. During this kind of mini hiatus I took, I have been thinking about you guys, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. YouTube as a platform has changed so much. I think my channel is well past its prime. I don't know, that might sound really pessimistic, but I feel like with my inconsistency, YouTube like probably will shadow ban me in some way. And this is just another random thing that I do think has some truth to it. I'm a very mental health catered, self-improvement catered channel, and if you look at my face, I do not look like someone that has a bunch of wisdom, and I think a lot of people don't expect me to have profound insights or anything beyond superficial advice to give, and that's unfortunate. You know, it just kind of is what it is. YouTube as a platform is something where you have to click on a video to watch it, and because I look a little young, I'd say, I feel like people, especially those who may be older than me, don't think that I'd be capable of giving them good advice. Hence why I often drop the title like mental health nurse and stuff like that, because it gives me a little bit more credibility. But unfortunately, like, if people don't think that I'm gonna give them good advice because I look very juvenile, then they won't click on my video, and YouTube kind of is just like, oh, people aren't resonating with this, let's just kill it. And it is what it is, you know? I'm not like bitter about it, I'm not upset about it, but it has changed the way that my channel reaches people. I don't want to get caught up in the views. A lot of what I'm doing here is for me and to create content for those of you out there who enjoy it and find value in it. For those that do, I really appreciate you and thank you so much. So regardless of whether or not the algorithm has forgotten forgotten about me. I'm still very, very grateful for the platform that I have here to just talk about things I'm passionate about. For those of you guys that still stick around, thank you so, so much. And my wish from me to you guys is that life is going okay-ish and that you are able to have some peace. Ideally, like, I'd love for you guys to have an amazing life right now. And if that's the case, like, yes, period. You know, it's tough times right now for a lot of us. And sometimes the best you can do is just be okay and just feel some level of peace. And I hope, as a bare minimum, that you guys are experiencing that right now. So, with all of this said and done, once again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna try my best to get back into the swing of things here. Tell me how you're doing in the comments below if you feel comfortable commenting. Tell me how life has been. Like, let's just pretend like we're hanging out and chatting. Is there any content that you guys would like me to create? I'm considering trying different things here, but I don't know. I'm very inconsistent with my content, so it makes me feel like a little bit weird to try things that, you know, I don't normally do. I guess I just, like anyone else, stick to what I'm comfortable with. But if you have any ideas for videos, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. Oh my god. Zip the lips and close the video. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're still sticking around, bless you. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.